You may know Joe Torre as the Hall of Fame manager of the Dodgers and, of course, the Yankees, among others. But what you may not know is that he's making a Hall of Fame legacy off the field as well. Every day, Joe Torre's Safe at Home Foundation is helping local kids affected by violence and abuse. And joining me now is Joe Torre himself and also Hilda Aceves. She is the Senior Program Supervisor at the Safe at Home Foundation. I want to say thank you to both of you for joining me. This will be a kind of a two-part question. It'll go to you, Joe, then Hilda, please. Joe, I want to start with you. Tell me why you got really started this foundation and what it means to you. And then Hilda, I'll ask you kind of what more the foundation does.
Well, for me, Kelvin, I came from an abusive home. My dad was very abusive to my mom, never physically abused me, and didn't realize till later in life that some of the feelings I had growing up. I was a very shy kid, not very confident. I didn't even go out for my high school baseball team when I was a freshman because I didn't think I was good enough. And come to find out later on through therapy that what was going on in my home is what caused these feelings I had of inadequacy. And then when we went to the Yankees, my wife Allie asked me what charity should we get involved with. I said, how about domestic violence? Because once I found out that what my dad was doing to my mom. I mean, I knew what he was doing to my mom, but once I found out that his behavior was what affected me, I really wanted to shout it from the rooftops. I just felt it was too important to keep inside, which I had been doing all these years.
You know what? I just said to someone recently that when we express and share what we're going through, that oftentimes it's cathartic for us, but it also ends up saving lives of others. And that's what it sounds like your experience, Joe. And Hilda, I'll go to you. Tell us a little bit more about what the foundation does and what its goals are.
Sure. So one of the signature programs of Safe at Home is called Margaret's Place. And essentially it's it's a safe place on campus at the schools that we're at. We're currently at 9 schools, I believe, in Los Angeles County. And so we provide a safe kids where kids can come and access resources if they've been impacted by violence, especially domestic violence or abuse. We have our rooms are run by master's level counselors or therapists. We provide trauma-informed therapy to those kids who've been impacted by violence. We provide groups. We do prevention work. We go into the classroom. We do workshops on what are healthy relationships. We have an after-school club where we kind of talk to kids about what it is to be in a healthy relationship, how to end the cycle of violence, and how to be ambassadors of our message to their school. And we also provide workshops to parents and to teachers. So it's a holistic approach really to addressing the cycle of violence, to educating on domestic violence and abuse.
You know, they often say hurt people, and you just said something. So many different things, from it could be domestic violence to something else. It is cyclical, right? And that is the thing that many people are trying to break generational curses and cyclical things that have affected their family. I want to stay with you, Hilda, then I'll get to you, Joe. Tell me about this year, how troubling it was. We read numbers that domestic violence and amongst other things have child abuse has risen because of people being at home more, the pandemic, people being stressed, people losing jobs. So how did what did you see this year, in the last year or so, and how it affected what you all do?
Yeah, many of the communities that we are in are already struggling, and with the pandemic, it was really tough. There were a lot of families who lost jobs, lost houses, secure housing, so many families had to move in with other families, and that really increases a lot of the tension and kind of, provides a prime time to, where more abuse occurs when there's so many stressors in the home. Many kids who some of their parents passed away, unfortunately, due to COVID. And just in general, many kids just reporting having a very tough time. They're depressed, grieving the loss of a year, grieving the fact that, their whole life was really flipped.
Joe, I'll let you have the last word here. What do you want, anything else you want our viewers to know, anything else that they should really look into, and really how they can even be a part of this?
Well, Kelvin, we've been very fortunate. We had 3 programs, and we got into partnership with the LA County Office of Education and supported by the LA County Department of Mental Health. And now we've as Hilda had pointed out, we have 9 programs now. But you know the size, Kelvin, of Los Angeles area. We still need to do more. We need to reach more kids. We need to make kids more, have them be safer and have them understand that there is a future for them, even though when they're in an abusive situation, they don't see that light at the end of the tunnel. They're really consumed by how ugly it is and how scared they are.
Well, I applaud what you're doing. Again, we said it at the top, Hall of Fame career, but even more important is what you're doing off the field right now. Hall of Fame in that regard, too, as well. Joe Torre, thank you.
Kelvin,
go ahead.
Kelvin, if I may, if people want to know more about what we do, it's joetorre.org. And as I say, we want to reach more kids. That's the most important thing for us.
I love it. And we got it right there on the screen, joetorre.org. So make sure you look at that website and figure out how you can be a part of it. I'm always happy to share these platforms and let people know when they can be a part of something really good. Hilda Aceves as well, we thank you for what you do as well. You all have a wonderful weekend. And again, we appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you.